happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to see this one. You know what they say, folks, when your enemy is destroying themselves, you don't interrupt. We got that Representative Ratchet, Jasmine Crockett, doing just that. She is allowing her big mouth to dance her into even more trouble in this newest update, guys, and I'm excited to get into it. So we're not straight into it. All I ask that you guys please smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
You know, I said before, the Democrats have taken a lot of beatings. They have lost their confidence. They've gone crazy.
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why they're so frustrated, because they really want our local law enforcement to go out and round up people when they could be looking out for the murderers and the sexual abusers as well as the robbers. They want them to go and round people up on civil accusations.
They've gone crazy. How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her?
To be clear, undocumented folk contribute approximately $100 billion in taxes. They pay into Social Security and they don't get to draw down on it. So stop, again, allowing them to divide us and to demonize them.
Is that real? Are they serious about that? That's their new star? If that's their new star, they're in serious trouble.
So I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands. You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
I mean, this is Crockett. Oh man.
What are we doing? And here's the deal. I would tell people all the time when I was on the trail, because I would tell them a few things. I would talk about my trans kids. Then I would talk about the immigrants, right? And I'd be like, he say they gonna take the black jobs. And then I'd say, now how many of you are raising kids to go and work on the farms? I'd be like, no. Don't do it at the same time. Please tell me, how many of you are sending your kids to college to go and work on the... Okay, well, guess who is working the farms? So that you can afford your food.
So that you can have food.
So that you can have food, right? And I'd say the same thing about, now how many of you are looking to send your kids into hospitality after this college education so that they can go and make the beds at the hotels? How many of you are planning to send your kids to college? Because that's what we do here. We send everybody to college. How many of you are planning to send your kids to college so that they can then go and build these houses? So the reality is that so long as we live in a capitalist society, there's always going to be someone or a group of people that will do work that some of the rest of y'all don't want to do. It's just the reality. And the beauty of the people that are coming here is that they don't have these opportunities at economic wealth at all.
We've done a job, but they've totally lost their confidence. And it's a hard thing when you lose your confidence, but they've taken a lot of beatings, and now they're going to rely on Crockett to bring them back. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Yet the polling data, which shows some wobbliness of favorability for the president on the economy, consistently shows a majority of Americans, it might be a slim majority, but still a majority of Americans back him up on immigration. Are you getting something wrong in interpreting where the public on that issue actually is?
No, I'm not. One of the things that I hate about polling is that it is a very stagnant data point instead of doing something like having a focus group where you can have an actual conversation. I don't know exactly how these questions are being asked, but one thing that I can tell you is that if you sit down and you say, are you okay with your grocery prices? Are you okay with the fact that housing prices are going up? And you start to connect how important it is for us to have immigrants that are contributing to our country in this way, then people may start to shift. I just had a group in my office not even an hour ago explaining that we need to do more on immigration because they don't have the workers that they need, and they are in the construction realm. So I am telling you that this is a failed thing, but we've got to do better to connect the dots and let people know the reason you can't afford a home is because of these failed immigration policies. The reason you're not going to be able to afford your food is because of these failed immigration policies. And the same can go for the hospitality industries, where we have so many of those in the hospitality industry that are saying they do not have the workers that they need right now.
We've done a job, but they've totally lost their confidence. And it's a hard thing when you lose your confidence.
I kind of already feel like I know what y'all are going to say, but let me say this, y'all. I am not pearl clutching about and calling this racism by Jasmine Crockett. A lot of people want to call this a racist rant. Immigrant is not a race, y'all. Mexican is not a race. Latino is not a race, okay? Within Mexican is a nationality. Latino is, I don't even know. Frankly, it's just an amalgamation of different nationalities and one kind of common, somewhat shared culture and history, but it's certainly not a race. You have black Latinos, you have white Latinos, you have Latinos from different ethnic groups. So it's certainly not a race. So I don't call it racism. Is it classism? Choose your ism, but I like to try to use my terms properly. Frankly, I don't know what it is, okay? It doesn't sound right, okay? But it's also true, right? She's expressing the truth of the matter. She's saying the quiet part out loud. So it's offensive, right? So sometimes people will say, I'm just telling the truth. Yeah, everything that's true, you don't always have to say. So what she's doing is she's saying the truth out loud, and it's one of those truths that, while true, it's offensive to say it that way, but she's simply telling the truth. The American country has depended on very cheap labor from people who illegally crossed the border, and some people who came across legally but with intentions of staying here. Okay, so that's just, it is what it is. So while I disagree with her tone, I disagree with her flippant attitude, y'all, we have to keep it real.
Yo, there we have it, guys. I'm going to come out and say it. I've got to beg to differ on that one. It may not be the R word, but I'll tell you what it is. In my viewpoint, this is prejudice one. Definitely gaslighting and manipulative, her tone to say that we've depended on this cheap illegal labor for quite some time now, but she's trying to make it seem like America's going to collapse because of the mass deportation efforts that Donald Trump has conducted. There is definitely more people that are willing and able. Not everyone has went to college and received their degree. I'll tell you right now, living in the city streets, I know there's a lot of folks that do not have a college degree and would love to do these jobs. They work on a farm, they work in agriculture, they work in the hotel, the hospitality industry. It really grinds my gears to hear folks trying to push the narrative to say that America's going to collapse without these illegal migrants in our workforce. That makes no sense whatsoever. There's definitely a way to go about it. The labor is just not going to be as cheap as what it was when you're paying someone underneath the table. And I know some of you folks out there are saying, well, Retro, won't that make the cost of these goods and services go up if we stop paying these under the table illegal workers and start paying American citizens a fair wage to do these jobs? Yes, it's going to make it go up a little bit, but at the same time, it's cleaning our country up. These folks came in illegally. There's a right way to do it. Even if they wanted to, work in the American workforce, they would have to go about it the right way, getting a work visa or, applying for a citizenship within the United States and then coming here to work. But the idea that we need to remain paying these under the table illegal migrant workers or else the American goods and services as we know it are going to be unaffordable is very far-fetched. I just don't believe it. I believe that's more of that fear mongering coming from these loonies on the left, guys. Jasmine Crockett isn't going to stop until she gets herself into some serious trouble, but we're not going to stop. Hopefully she continues down this road because it's just further proving our points. These loonies on the left have truly lost it, guys. But definitely help in that comment section. Comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you did enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one.